innovation collaborations become an entirely tedious task, which makes us to start work again from the scratch. Getting a research and development collaboration in the first step, and gradual success through pilot study, through a company's support, funds for working, all sets right only until the opportunity cost is well explained. Even though our operational and structural challenges of our collaborators, which can be in-house innovation or third party, is all well defined and is all on one level of collaboration, laying down a precise, accurate, well-defined policy as to ownership or partnership of profit is all again a costly process demanding another level of collaboration. Similarly, it is like that we talk more on innovation, product development. When a successful innovation gets a prototype, reaches market, now here comes again a third new type of collaboration, reaching market, which is not always an easy process. Now here this demands huge amount of money again as well. Sometimes we feel like it is water everywhere, but not enough to pacify our thirst. So similarly, innovation everywhere, but procurement of those products in the market takes a long time owing to different levels of collaborations, different level of challenges in building innovatory products to come into limelight. So therefore, let me put in a nutshell that collaboration in case of innovation is required at all stages of development. Sometimes it is not always a single team who participate from the inception reaches the end. It takes several dimensions, have several flip-flops, involves various collaborations at several levels, and demands or warrants perseverance at all times. Staying together or even departed for a good cause at all level is all needed. So this cannot stop mere with publication, in case of innovation. Therefore, initial level of innovation is all fine, seeking less demands and challenges, whereas the outcome of innovation has a separate huge road of challenges and collaborations to win overall acceptance and popularization for procurements. So to end, let me end with our famous Shiv Khera's note that the winner has a solution for every problem, but the loser has a problem for every solution. Thank you.
Dear participants, the forum is open for questions. If you have any doubts, you can get it clarified now. You can use the chat box. You can type out your questions. Dear participants, shall we take it in the right sense that there is no question? So I think she has made everything very clear.
Or everything not clear, ma'am, unclear.
I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
This is Dr. Ramya from Sri Charter College. Ma'am, you said about funding in collaboration. Actually, in academic field, we used to have collaborations with other institutions. So in such cases, what would be the mutual benefit for both the institutions, whether they go in for funding, like a mutual exchange of their pedagogy, or they still have some mutual benefit of funding, or monetary benefits also?
Ma'am, like if I've taken your question clear, may I repeat that? You asked me what is the benefit that we obtain out of collaboration between two different institutions? Like what are all the benefits that we can obtain, right? Ma'am, it's like it depends upon the problem what we collaborate for. Now, is it for gaining resources, sharing of resources? It could be for sharing of resources, and also for monetary benefits for that matter. And the third thing is that you can work on a larger scale, on a broader scale, only when you collaborate with different parties rather than having a meet out with people only within your own limits. So to answer your question, it is all, ma'am, it is all like, including monetary benefits, including sharing of resources, including credit to institutions through publications that we gain out of it. This also includes the profit that we gain out of collaboration. So to put in a nutshell, it gives us a lot of things in common, a lot of huge credits in common for the participating institutions as to what their policy and as to what their demand is all about.
Yes, ma'am, you're right, right? Of resources, everything mutual benefit, right? But when goes for accreditation like NAC, we have been insisted to have some human monetary benefit, like what is the actual collaboration benefit in terms of money that has been very specifically given. So in that case, when we are very specific about such benefit, and of which concern, like both institutions which we mutually benefited, in such cases, what would be the understanding between those two academic institutions, ma'am?
Oh, that's nice, ma'am. Ma'am, say for example, now let me take this into, something that I have really seen into some international collaboration. What I had been a small part of it, as a student. So one thing is, through this, gaining fellowship for the students who work, so that what happens is, this fellowship will make the student under this investigator under collaboration to submit a PhD dissertation, so which is again meritorious to the institution. Number two, if you ask, we cannot gain any salary through collaboration, whereas salary for the work, salary or wages can be given to the student as a part of work. But you cannot gain money as a salary or as a profit out of these collaborations. So all these pave way as a first step for the collaboration, where you can procure equipments, you can procure all the necessary resources, you can keep your students who are associated in this collaboration equipped with no limitations. But then if you really ask for profit, then this is next level of collaboration, where industry academia collaboration comes into existence, where we participate with an industry, and then we have a pilot study, we work under it, and then we come out with a product for that matter, and then this product reaches the market, and then only after it is being sold and profit gained, this monetary benefit can be enjoyed, not before that, ma'am. So this case differs between institution collaboration in terms of monetary benefits, and institution academia collaboration in terms of monetary benefits.
That's fine, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so
much. And Gomati, there is one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
It is in the chat box.
Yes,
I'll just read it. Yeah, I'll read it for you. Is there any guidelines for collaborations which we may agree on beforehand so as to prevent any midway issues? And it's a question from
Akila, ma'am. Akila, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, it's like, when things are being formulated through policies, nothing can happen. Like even if I say I want to ripple in the halfway through, when the policy is being framed that you cannot ripple, nothing of that sort could be made. But unless and until we do not have a strong policy being framed, I don't think that this could be prevented, ma'am. Only policy can, save us from this midway repulsion. So anything that is written, anything that is signed, anything that is on a formal note, stays alive as long as it can run, or till it reaches its eternity. Like I'm like, I do not know if I would answered you right, Akila ma'am. Maybe I just tried to answer you.
Thanks a lot, Gomati. Thank you so much.
Dear participants, if you have any doubts, you can very well get it clarified. Okay, Dr. Gomati, I think there's no more questions. Okay. And so, the first thing is, yes, Gomati, do you have anything?
Thank you. No. It's just a thank you. No, not just a thank you. It's a big thank you to our institution, to our principal ma'am, and to the organizers for having given us this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And the first thing is that you have managed the time in a very fantastic manner. That's the first thing. You are able to manage the time. And next thing, you have presented everything in a very much in a coherent way. You started with the classification and levels of collaborative research, why, and then you had a fantastic explanation for research partnership and the qualities needed for partnership, not only in research. I think you can very well take it for life also. Yeah, it was such a way it was expressed. And you had to talk about the challenges regarding individual as well as institutional, and how to win the challenges in collaborations. And I think I have just come to a conclusion that when we are going to work for collaboration, challenges in building collaborations, research and innovations, you have to strike while the iron is hot. Otherwise, the other thing is that strike once, but at the very right place. Okay. So I think this can be the take-home message, and it was really a very much interesting and very impressive session. Thank you, Dr. Gomati.